Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to take some examples of rental properties or investment properties that will be appropriate for real estate investors who are looking to invest in real estate, especially in the Triad Area of Greensboro, High Point and Winston-Salem. In today's example, I'm going to give you a few properties which are available in the MLS, and they could be a good starter rental property for investors who are looking to invest in the real estate market and build their rental portfolio. So in this video, I'm going to get through some of the properties which are available. So I'll run through the numbers and get through the details. So stay tuned to this video. I will show it in a moment. All right, so let's start with the first property. So this property is completely new built. This is a new construction in High Point. And prior to record this video, I was able to look into some of the details. So it's a brand new construction in High Point, 4-bedroom and 3 full bathroom, which is a great deal because renters or tenants usually like full bathrooms along with the bedrooms so that they can have independent living. And this is in the market for just 5 days. So I believe there will be a little bit of more interest in the buyers. The reason why I'm saying it could be a good property for a rental portfolio is because if you see, this is a completely turnkey. You don't have to spend any money. At most, I believe you might need to spend some money, or like maybe $1,000 to put the blinds. But other than that, if you wish, you can also bring a fridge because most of the tenants, they like to have a fridge so that they don't have to bring on their own. But if you don't, you can still rent it out without a fridge. But in total, I would say it may not take more than 2,000 to 2,500 extra after the closing. And definitely we will have some room for negotiation on the asking price. And look into the quality. The kitchen, the appliances, everything is brand new, granite kitchen countertop. And this house is spacious, even though it's like 1,600 square feet, it is spacious. So looking into that, it could be a long-term rental. And I've seen in this area, the rentals are going at about close to $2,000. It could be a little more, but that is the average rental for this area. And if you look into the cost breakdown, I have assumed that the property, most of the investment properties, usually the lender asks for 25%. So if you are an investor, you put 25% down, then in that case, your total monthly principal, mortgage and everything comes under $1,200 or $1,300. And again, I'll just show you that here the property taxes are not correct. So I'll adjust that to maybe 0.7. And this is appropriate number. So based on that, home insurance is almost $70 to $80. There is no HOA fee and utilities are paid by the tenant. So in this case, you can see that it's almost $1,430, or even if it goes, if you add a little bit on the property management for out-of-state buyers, then let's consider $1,500 more or less. So this is your cost for owning this house. And if you are getting a rental of $2,000, then most likely you're making a positive cash flow of $500 per month on this property. And just to understand that, people like a newer construction. So usually if you get a right tenant, they may stay in the property for 2, 3, 4, or even 5. It could be longer also. And in some cases, I've seen that the Section 8 property or the tenants like to have their vouchers. So you can also rent out to the Section 8, and they have a certain portion paid by the government and certain portion can be paid by the tenant as well if the rent is higher than the assigned amount that the Section 8 provides. So this could be a less risky investment that could build your portfolio. And in this area, I help investors, even out-of-state investors, to buy the properties and get started with their rental investment portfolio. And I do have a property management team, which I know, again, I don't own them, but I work with them very closely and they are really good in what they do. So I can help in referring some of the property managers to work with you so that you don't have to worry about day-to-day activities. All right, so let's move on to the next listing. This one, this is the one I saw it in High Point, and this is also a kind of turnkey property. So if you look at the pictures, this is all ready to go. There is nothing that you need to do as a owner. It has a fridge and dishwasher and everything. And if you see, this does not require any extra investment other than the cost of the property, buying the property. So again, they are asking for $235,000. Let's quickly look at the cost breakdown. If I see the cost breakdown, again, I'm putting the same 25% just to be consistent. So you are coming up with almost $58,000 as $59,000 or $60,000 as the down payment and other cost. And based on the interest rate of 6.65%, property taxes and home insurance and everything, your total all-in monthly payment would be almost $1,350. And if you add $100 like $1,450 if you are out of state and don't want to manage yourself, then in this case, I've seen also the properties nearby, they have rented for almost $1,500 to $2,200. So for this new property, especially the ones which are in great shape, usually they get rented quickly and they have long-term tenants. So here you see that it has fences and everything, so it could be good for people with pets, and you can charge extra for pets as well. So this to me looks like a decent property that you can invest for a long-term portfolio growth and long-term rental. And since these properties are also not governed by the HOA, you can think about a long-term or short-term or even a medium-term rental. Like if you want to furnish it and rent it out to the medium-term rentals like 4 months, 5 months to like traveling nurses, or list it on the websites like Furnished Finder or something like that. So that way you will have a higher monthly income, but definitely it might be sitting on the market for some time, so it averages out. To me, the best strategy depends on people how they want to carry it forward, but I have also got some rentals and I like to rent them to long-term tenants so that I don't have to worry about ins and outs too frequently. All right, let's move on to the next one. And this one I wanted to show you is in the city of Greensboro. Yes, this one. So this property they have listed, this is a split level. It's a little different kind of layout, but I've seen that it doesn't matter as long as it's getting rented consistently. So this one is being offered at $237,000, and if you look into the pictures, they look good. Like inside they have done some upgrades, so it doesn't look that you have to bring anything or build or invest anymore, other than maybe putting some blinds or maybe investing in some of the appliances, because I don't think, yeah, it has the fridge, so you don't have to bring in a fridge. So all total, again, I can help you in negotiating the price as well, so you don't have to pay the full price. So from the price perspective, whatever you pay or end up in paying, let's consider that you're just getting at the same cost of $237,000, and let's put 25% as a down. So that brings you up to almost $1,350, and you add $100 more if you are trying to give it to a property manager. So $1,350 to $1,450 is your total cost. And this kind of property, again, I have seen in the MLS that these kind of properties usually are rented for almost $2,000. Like these are the active ones, but the ones which have already got rented, like 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, older house for $1,500. So 4-bedroom definitely will have a little bit more advantage, like $300 to $400 or even $500 you can ask for the rental. And I have already rented some of the properties in some of the areas, especially the northern side of Greensboro. Even the new construction, they got rented out for $2,500. Reach out to me if you are interested in further investing or thinking about investing in this market. I'll provide you much more details. Call me, text me, and reach out to me on my number. I'll be able to help you out. Thank you again for watching and listening to this video. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.